On this episode of The Coach's Table, we're going to be making really easy breakfast burritos that can be used before school, during school, really anytime as a snack that's going to be filled with tons of protein, iron, and all sorts of good stuff that's going to keep you running throughout the day. As far as hardware you're going to need today, you'll need a skillet, preferably a non-stick skillet, but basically anyone would work, a bowl to crack some eggs into, and some tin foil that is cut out into, or pulled out into about 12 by 12 inch squares, just like that. Our ingredients list today is going to include about a dozen eggs. We're actually going to use 10 of them. Some baby spinach, you can buy it out of a box. You can buy it in a lot of different ways. Some tortillas. I bought a golden blend tortilla with a blend of corn and flour, a little avocado oil or olive oil, any type of oil you have in the house. Some spicy black beans, or any black beans will do. And then as seasoning, salt and pepper. And then I'm going to throw a little taco mix in there just to add a little bit of excitement to our burritos. Okay, our starting spot is going to be crack some eggs. Just got some eggs here. I have some brown egg. Get your eggs free range, organic, the expensive ones basically, but any ones will do. As you're cracking, be careful to not drop any of your shell into your eggs. I'm going to crack 10 of these. So here we go. Now that our eggs are all cracked, I'm going to take a fork and we are going to beat these eggs so we can make nice and scrambled eggs that will go and be our big fillings for our burrito. Big thing here is that you want to do kind of a circular motion, bringing your fork in and out of the eggs, breaking up all the yolk, trying to get a little air in there as well so they're nice and fluffy. Here we go. Are all beaten. I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper into my eggs. Some salt. And I'm going to put a little taco seasoning to keep these a little more Mexican themed. Not too much. The flavor will be good no matter what. Now it's time to start cooking. I'm just going to turn my oven on to just a little bit above medium heat. I'm going to take a little bit of oil. Again, I'm using avocado oil. And I'm going to pour it into the bottom of my pan. And then I'm going to wait for about a minute or so until that oil is nice and warm. And then we're going to go on to our next step. I've waited about a minute. The oil is moving around the pan nice. You can see it glistening around a little bit there. That's when you know it's warmed up just enough. We're going to begin by putting in some spinach. This is going to give us a lot of iron that is all important for runners. Keep it nice and healthy. We're going to put in a fair amount of it. I'd rather do more spinach than less. And we're going to just allow this to cook. We'll stir it a little bit, and after a couple of minutes, this will wilt down. If you want to speed up the process too, you can always cover your pan, and it will cook down a little bit faster. So I cooked my spinach for about 3 minutes. You can see that it wilts down pretty quick. So a lot of spinach turns into just a little bit of spinach, but it keeps all that good iron and all those good vitamins that we need to keep ourselves going. So I encourage you again to use a lot of that spinach, even more than you might think you might like. Try out something new. Next thing we're going to be doing is adding our eggs and being ready to continue to move it around. So I'm just going to take our egg mixture and pour it over our eggs, or our spinach, excuse me. And I'm going to just continue to mix it around as it cooks and as it scrambles up. Next up are the beans. So I just have a little colander here. Just gonna put it down. Pour the beans in, get all the juices off of it. And then I'm gonna rinse off all the extra sauce. So I'm just left with my normal black beans. Nice and easy, ready to go on the burrito. Okay, now it's time to actually make the burrito. So I'm gonna take my tortilla out. I have some cheese left over from our camping trip. I'm just going to use some of this cheese. You can use whatever type of cheese you want. You're going to lay it out kind of about a third towards the side of the burrito. You're going to take a little bit of the eggs, and you're going to make a line of the eggs. Don't fill up the entire burrito. And then I'm going to take a little bit of beans. Put a few spoonfuls of beans on there. Then I'm going to wrap it up. In order to wrap it up, we're going to cover both sides, or tilt in both sides, and then you'll take one side that's closest to it, and you're going to try to wrap it all up and try to capture it all inside. I'm not an expert on this. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll get better as you go. Voila, there's a breakfast burrito. Now, we're just going to wrap it up in the tin foil. So it's a burrito within a burrito here. So it's going to be nice and airtight. And I'm just going to do that with the rest of these until I'm out of eggs and beans. And I'll have 6 burritos or so. Okay, so I've gone ahead and rolled all of my burritos and wrapped them in tin foil in order to preserve them, to make them last for a couple of weeks or months, and to make them a snack that you can use at any time. You're just going to stick them in a Ziploc bag, a big gallon Ziploc bag. Try to fit as many of them in there as you can. You might need to use 2 bags. There's 4 of them that fit really nicely in there. I'll put those other ones in another one. So I would just stick it in the freezer, and they're going to freeze and they're going to preserve. When I actually want to cook one, I'm going to take one of these out of the freezer. No matter what time of day it is, it's going to be nice and frozen. This one's not frozen yet. I'm going to put it on a plate. I'm going to put it in the microwave. Notice there's no foil on it. Don't start a fire. It's science. And you can eat this for breakfast, quick on the go. You can eat it at school during break. You can eat it after a morning weight session. You can eat it at any time. You can eat it after practice. It's a great, easy, flexible, quick snack.